Yo, 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 it's your boy Ron Flip the Jump Man, and I'm back with another Jumpman reaction video to the Netflix series Stranger Things. Let's get into it. Alright, so Stranger Things, Netflix series show. This joint definitely taps into a real world inspiration and so-called conspiracy theory, you know what I'm saying, kind of vibes things, you know what I'm saying. It's one of the biggest influence there is as an idea secret government experiment. Things like the so-called Montauk Project, which is a so-called conspiracy theory. But we know how the government do it. They've been doing stuff like this with kids and stuff. It's out there. You know, it's about experiments allegedly done at the Montauk Air Force Station in New York. So this kind of story includes stuff like mind control, psychic abilities, and even opening portals to other dimensions. Spiritual beings, chosen ones, we already know what time it is. If you know, you know. You know these movies are just not movies, they are documentaries. They putting this shit right in front of our face, putting the truth right in plain sight. So in Stranger Things, the character 11 had these telekinetic and psychic powers, and show, you know, hints that she got them through government experimentation. It's showing it in the show. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically a fictional take, you know what I'm saying, kind of like inspired by those kinds of conspiracy theories, but we know they got it from, it's true shit, you know what I'm saying, we know, you know what I'm saying. It's like they took the real world stories and said, hey, let's make a cool sci-fi horror show out of it. And then next thing you know, you get Stranger Things. But basically what they did, they were like, hey, let's take these concealed documents of things that we did with children and let people think that is fiction, and then we will make a sci-fi movie about it, and people would be sleeping, not be open-minded to thinking that it's real. So Stranger Things is a nostalgical supernatural thriller set in the 1980s. You know what I'm saying? It kicks off, that's the set, is like 80s. It kicks off when a young boy named Will Byers goes missing, and his friends, family, and local sheriffs start uncovering like a series of strange and mysterious events in their small town of Hawkins, Indiana. So along the way, they encounter a girl with psychokinetic abilities. You know what I'm saying? Her name is 11, and she realized there's a whole hidden dimension known as the Upside Down, you know what I'm saying, which we, you know what I'm saying, spiritual beings, chosen ones, we would call it the astral realm, you know what I'm saying, the ascended realm where our ancestors at. So in Netflix world, it's about this blend of 80s, you know, like nostalgical type of kids on bikes and eerie government experiments. It's all wrapped in the sci-fi like horror package, you know what I'm saying? So for season 5, which was the last season, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if it's gonna ever come back, you know what I'm saying, of Stranger Things. You know, here's the scoop. It's like, it's the final season, and it kicked off in like late 2025. Basically, the whole Hawkins crew is back together, you know what I'm saying, like facing down Vecna, you know what I'm saying, all over again, you know what I'm saying. Vector, he's like the so-called monster in the show, you know what I'm saying. And like, they're diving even deeper into the Upside Down origins this time. Like they digging in, and they finding children and shit. You know what I'm saying? It got a whole bunch of like great reviews, and it's been huge on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like they're rolling out the last episodes. They rolled them out like around late December. They even had like the final joint in the movie theaters. Like you actually go see it in the movie theater. I ain't get to go I watched it on Netflix. I watched it at home on TV. You know what I'm saying? It was on there for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? You know, including that finale, like I was just saying, they even hit some. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it hit some theaters. But so the big picture, it's lights of excitement. And a big send off for the series. It was a big send off for the series, so it's definitely a wrap for Stranger Things no more. So I remember this one episode on season 5. You know what I'm saying? Episode 4. It's kind of one of those moments where they dip into like the idea that reality isn't what it seems. Like I said, they put the truth right in plain sight. So Holly and the other characters are basically like having this like conversation that touches on this idea that the world, or at least the world that we're living in, it's like a prison. You know what I'm saying? Or some kind of a cage. A lot of people in the spiritual community speak on this, you know what I'm saying? And it's a way of hinting that there's more going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit to start revealing since COVID too. You know what I'm saying? So like the upside down world, you know what I'm saying, or other layers of reality that kind of trap people in ways they don't realize. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a little philosophical, little sci-fi, and it's definitely a part of that deeper theme of Stranger Things that there's a lot more beneath the fucking surface of what it seems. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's basically showing a lot what's going on in the real world, but they showing it through a sci-fi movie. This is how they document shit. This is how they tell the truth in plain sight, because most people just gonna go to the movies for entertainment. They eat their popcorns, drink their soda pop, and just be entertained, but not actually goddamn like consume the knowledge and information that they're putting right in front of you. But only the ones who knows the knowledge and information is gonna dissect it and know that shit. So the so-called monster in the movie, you know what I'm saying, the one that's connected to the upside down world and attacking people, you know what I'm saying, through their visions, is Vecna. You know what I'm saying? He's the main villain in this movie, you know what I'm saying? You know, and he was introduced in season 4 and he continues on into season 5. You know what I'm saying? So unlike Demogorgon, you know what I'm saying, or the mind flayer, Vecna is a conscious, intelligent being with a personal agenda. He's taking shit very personal, very personal. So, you know, so does Vecna capture kids in their dreams to create his own world? Almost you would think it's like Freddy Krueger type shit, but it's not Freddy Krueger type shit, you know what I'm saying? Not exactly dreams, but kind of close, you know what I'm saying? So Vecna doesn't literally enter the people's dreams, but what he does is he invades people's minds, traps them terrifying mentally visions, paralyzes them in the real world while their mind is stuck with him. And what he does, he also does, he feeds on their memories, their guilt, and their trauma. Yo, Vecna is symbolic to entities that can't come into this physical, and they are feeding off people off of fear, memories, guilt, and trauma. Same shit. He's a symbolic to demons and entities that is happening in this reality that we're living in. So those visions feel like dreams or nightmares, but they're more like psychic prisons. Man, they putting this shit right in front of. This is the documentary, y'all. It's the fucking documentary. So when these so-called unalive someone, you know what I'm saying, their essence symbolically becomes like part of the upside down world, you know what I'm saying, in the upside down hive mind, you know what I'm saying. You watch it, you watch it, you know what I'm saying. So with strengthen his control over that world, you know what I'm saying, and then he's trying to merge that world into the real world, you know what I'm saying. So the truth is, he isn't creating his own world, but what he's trying to do, he's trying to reshape the upside down and merge it with the real world, you know what I'm saying, so he can rule it. Big boss energy, dark and twisted. is what Vecna is on. So who Vecna really is, he's originally Henry Creel, you know what I'm saying, 001. That was his, you know, they gave these kids numbers. So his name was 1. He was the first test subject in Hawkins' lab. Man, these are fucking documents, man. They just not sitting around making this shit up. They're using documents to create. This is how Hollywood got an office in CIA and CIA got an office in Hollywood. Come on, man. Our government is goddamn is not what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? So after 11 defeated him, he was blasted into the Upside Down and couldn't come back. Been wanting to come back ever since. Almost kind of sound like the fallen angels. Sound like the so-called Satan story they created, you know what I'm saying? Which are real beings that are disagreeable to the indigenous people. So where he transformed, but this is where he transformed into Vecna, and then he aligned himself with like the Upside Down's power. So he's not just a monster, he's a fallen human turned supernatural overlord. Fallen angels. They speak about fallen angels in the Bible. We got some, they'll look like us but not us beings here to walk around and blending in, trying to be like us, but they're the whole time they're running shit. So bottom line, Vecna, his power, psychic control, mind hacking, hijacking, trauma, based on attacks. His goal, merge the Upside Down with our world and rule it, not just to hunt dreams. You know what I'm saying? So who is the character that be doing these meditations in the water tub? You know what I'm saying? These different scenes, you know what I'm saying? That character name is 11, you know what I'm saying? 011, you know what I'm saying? They call her 11. Like I said, they gave these kids numbers, you know what I'm saying? So in multiple seasons, you know what I'm saying, she sits in salt water or a sensory deprivation tank, you know what I'm saying? What they tell us when we, you know, for spiritual cleansers, sit in salt water, spiritual bath. They get this shit from us. You know what I'm saying? She closes her eyes. She enters a mental void space. You know what I'm saying? She uses her psychic abilities to find people or connect to memories. Shit sound like real life shit, yo. Put it all into a sci-fi movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a normal meditation, you know what I'm saying? It's tied to her telepathic powers from Hawkins' lab, you know what I'm saying? The experiments that they did on her, you know what I'm saying? But what the tub does, it helps her mind focus. It focuses by blocking out sound, light, and distractions, so she can tap in. Salt water, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Help you tap in. Sometimes you try to meditate and you get these distractions. They gave you some advice what to do, you know what I'm saying, to block out, you know what I'm saying, tank tub, all that shit. So can real people do this in real life to reach an upside down world, the tub meditation? Some would say there is no real world upside down, you know what I'm saying? But and you can access through meditation, water, darkness. That's the question, you know what I'm saying? But maybe it is. But ask yourself, where they get the idea, even writing this idea moving from? You see? Question. We need answers, but we know the answers. We know those who know the answers. So, was it real? Real as it is? Sensory on deprivation tanks? Yes. You know what I'm saying? They got sensory deprivation tanks, you know what I'm saying? AKA float tanks. You know what I'm saying? They're used for like relaxation, stress relief, meditation, creativity, and deep thinking. They have these, you can Google these. There's some in your area or some close by. You know what I'm saying? So people may experience vivid thoughts, dream-like visuals, emotional processing while they're in these deprivation tanks. You know what I'm saying? But those are like internal experiences in the brain, you know what I'm saying? Not portals or alternate dimension. Question though, but can it be portals and alternate dimensions? I don't know about that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, we know that we can leave these bodies and we're not the body, the soul, this and da. Y'all know. So they show the show exaggerates these concepts into sci-fi, or are they really exaggerating? You know what I'm saying? But here's an important grounding note. Doing this at home in the dark bathtub, trying to leave your body, can be, they say it can be unsafe. I don't think. We done these things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It could be, but it might could be disorienting, whatever you say that word. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like combobulated. You know what I'm saying? Can it be risky? You know what I'm saying? Especially it definitely can be risky if you fall asleep in the water. You know what I'm saying? But I'm quite sure you'll wake up if that water's not deep. But if you're ever curious about floating the safe way, you know what I'm saying, would be a professional float tank studio, you know what I'm saying? And even then, it's about relaxation, you know what I'm saying? But they gonna try to say it's not about supernatural travels, but I think so. So bottom line, character 11, you know what I'm saying? Technique in the show, you know what I'm saying? Sensory deprivation to boost her psychic powers, aka float tanks. Real world version, you know what I'm saying, which would be like meditation and float therapy. Mental experience, you know what I'm saying, only, you know what I'm saying. Is there no real upside down world to travel to? The movie kind of like makes it fiction, but you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like symbolic to the astral world, you know what I'm saying, the other side, which what they call with the upside, you know what I'm saying. So does this show us how we can be in two different realities at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Stranger Things is not literally showing humans living in two real realities at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I think it is literally showing, you know what I'm saying? But it uses the idea as a symbolic plus sci-fi storytelling device. They definitely storytelling, you know what I'm saying? They not making up the story. They had to get this idea story from somewhere. Question yourself. Don't be fooled, you know what I'm saying? But not a real world instruction manual though, you know what I'm saying? There's, hasn't been a real world instruction manual, but let's break it down. So what the show is really doing, you know what I'm saying? The upside down represent things like hidden trauma, fear, suppressed memories, the dark mirror of our world, what's happening beneath normal life. And so when characters, when they feel like they're in two worlds, it's more about like the inner world, the mind, emotions, past experience, or it could be the parallel world. You know what I'm saying? The outer world, everyday life, you got shit like the show that turns psychological ideas into a literal alternate dimension to make it dramatic and supernatural. So it's metaphor plus sci-fi blended together. You know what I'm saying? It's a blend. It's a nice blend how they did all these 5 seasons, and like I said, take documents, and I know they took undisclosed documents, and they created these movies. Hollywood got an office in the CIA, and the CIA got an office in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can look this up. It's there. So can humans actually exist in 2 different realities at once? Maybe not in the physical sense, not these avatars, not these vehicles, not these bodies, but you know what I'm saying, who we really are does. You know what I'm saying? But we can daydream, you know what I'm saying? We can replay memories. We can disassociate ourselves with things. We can imagine possibilities. We can feel emotionally split during stress. So, I mean, but that all happens inside the brain, you know what I'm saying? They say not in the second universe, but it could be in the second universe. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they don't know. They can't tell us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not spiritual. Y'all don't have that. So there is no scientific evidence that people can. I highly doubt that. You know what I'm saying? open portals into other dimensions, I highly think that. Living two physical realities at once, I think that. You know what I'm saying? I think that. I think we can. So, is the part fictional? Is it world building? So, why does it feel so deep and spiritual? You know what I'm saying? Because this show borrows ideas from psychological, myth and symbolism, government experience, conspiracies, so-called government. Don't forget our government created the word conspiracy because they don't want people to think that, you know what I'm saying, that shit is real. Metaphysical philosophy. So it speaks to real human experiences like feeling trapped, feeling unseen, fighting inner demons, but it expresses those feelings as monsters plus portals plus alternate realms. That's why this movie, that's why it hits so hard emotionally, even through its fantasy. Bottom line. Let's get to the bottom line. Stranger Things don't teach literally dual reality living, but I think it's showing dual reality living. You know what I'm saying? It uses the upside down as a symbol for hidden inner realities. Yes. The two world themes is storytelling, not real world science, but it's real world science out there explaining this simulation that we're living in. So let me ask y'all something. Get closer. When you watch those scenes, did it feel like it was speaking to you? Your inner life? The world feeling upside down sometimes? Or something spiritual? Answer these. Put it in the comments. Let me know. And this is how we're going to end Stranger Things review. Great fucking show. Great, basically, documentary. These TV shows, these movies are not fucking goddamn fucking just movies. It's just not entertainment. These are documentaries. Undisclosed files and stuff that they didn't create, they didn't got from Hollywood, got out of the CIA office, and they went in and made a movie about all this shit. It's out there, y'all. Go down the rabbit hole and find out yourself. But yeah, Stranger Things, the whole fucking 5 fucking goddamn season, including season 5 finale, all that shit, gonna get 5 major motherfucking popcorns. Peace, I'm out. Jim, man. Wadu.